Good morning, everyone. I got registered with this organization, Indian Science Congress, 32 years back. And I have never seen there is a special plenary session on sports sciences and sports medicine in these 104 years. Thank you very much. I particularly thank Mr. Vijay Goyal because I know he has a lot of love for sports sciences and sports medicine. But why I'm here is only because of one person, Dr. Meenu Dhingra, who is the organizer of this particular program, and she virtually forced me that I should come and talk to you. What Rajdeep shown you, the whole of equipments and other things, I'm very happy that we are on a right track. But do we have experts to use these machines? We may have few, but do those are good enough, those scientists who can carry? When I was working with Sports Authority of India for 15 years, why we left, we were 48 at that time, and there was a time when there were only 15 or 16 left. My question is, first of all, we need to start at the grassroots level. Now this grassroots level is, I'm going to talk only about sports psychology as a student of psychology. I will not comment on physiology or any other field. Now this sports psychology is a total failure in India, I'm sorry to say. Why it is failure? Because of us. We do not have any university who gives a degree of masters in sports psychology. I mean, there may be now one or two, I have no idea, but to my knowledge, I'm really doubting masters in sports psychology. Two, the psychology is a failure, sports psychology in India, because of the systems. I have worked very closely with the national players and the state level players. When the sports person are not aware till the last moment that they are accompanying the team, what my sports psychology will do. And when a week before or 3 days before, when they come to know that yes, they are traveling with the team, they have been selected, they are running around for a passport, they are running around for visa, they are running around for foreign exchange, what my psychology will do. And even they are not sure, the last minute, some federation or association may ask that, hey, we are changing, you will not go. What my sports psychology will do. Now the question is, but sports psychology can do wonders. Let me tell you, the people who goes to the Olympics, the people who goes to Asian Games, the people who goes to the SAF Games, they all are of equal level from any country. The problem is the mental edge. The problem is the fear. You must be knowing that every sports person does so very well in training and in practices, but they are not giving the same results in the competition. Why? Competitive anxiety, competitive fearness. Are we really preparing? If I get a call just 14 days before the Olympics that Dr. Sahni, give them a psychological pep talk so that they can perform better in Olympics, it will deteriorate their performance if I will come at the last minute. It has to be a long-term planning. I remember it has to start from the age 6, 7, 8. First of all, the selection procedure. I know the anthropometry under Meenu Dhingra is doing so great, but the psychological setup, the psychological makeup for a sports person is so important that whether the person who is choosing a particular sport, whether he fits for that or not. Not that if my parents or my neighbor says that, you know, your son should go on that particular sport. No, it doesn't happen. Let me tell you 3, 4 main things to emphasize how sports psychology is important. Simplest thing is like a reaction time. It is non-trainable. The scientists have proved it. It cannot be trained. And when a person is standing on a 100-meter race waiting for a gunshot, and when it happens, he takes it over, it will range 100 milliseconds to 300 milliseconds. To start with, you can see the people are going to lose time. Now, these are very important things. Similarly, the role of a sports psychologist is entirely different from sports to sports. It's not only that if I'm working with the football, Am I good for forward, quarterback, or goalkeeper? The psychology is different at every level. It is not that whatever I know about a relaxation therapies or a biofeedback systems, I can do that. You have given me only 4 minutes yet. So now the question is, now we have developed a system which is, we can quantify a human behavior from 7 to 28. Every individual, this is on a digital electroencephalography. We are doing this a big project with the government of India. What we are doing is that today the people who are basically are what I was talking to you, that a weightlifter, we induce a moderate kind of an anxiety in a person so that he can do it like this. Yeah, yeah. Nobody can lift it like this with total non-anxious way. So similarly, this 7 to 28. Now, if a person is showing more alpha in terms of magnitude and a frequency, that person fits into the mental games. That is archery, shooting, golf, chess, and other things. And then there are extreme power games like wrestling, judo, boxing, where around 23 to 28 frequency level is required of the brain waves. It is an important thing, but it need not to start at the national camps. It has to start at the grassroots level. Selection, nurturing, training, and then a continued training program for these sports persons so that they can do their level best. Another example is of shooting, because I worked with most of the shooters. When they hold, whether it's a skeet or double trap or a trap shooting, when they hold a 5 kg shotgun in their hand, and when they say pull, the clay bird comes out. You know how much milliseconds they get to react? Just 3 to 4 milliseconds. That means 1/300th part of a second they get to see the direction and the movement of the clay bird, and then they push the trigger. So that kind of a precision what we are talking about today. We are talking about how vigilant you have to be, how attentive you have to be. And the last thing, as Rajdeep said, that it has to be a coordinated effort. In terms of psychology, alone cannot do it. It is basically a psychophysiology along with anthropometry and nutrition. Now, once we are working as a sports psychologist, we have to aware about the physiology, because the mind governs the psychological processes. Mind governs the body. It is more important that we must see that whether the mental setup is fit for that kind of a sport or not. Similarly, the synergy and the coordination between psychology and physiology, or the mind and body, is important. Performance of a sports person is totally based on how well the synergy is there between mind and body. And believe me, whether it is a heart rate, whether it is a respiration, and what we train as a sports psychologist is that, am I a master of my own body? Can I regulate my own physiological processes? Only then, if we will provide these kind of a training, we can be happy that we have done our level best in sports sciences and sports medicine. Friends, there's not enough time, but my only request is that we have to start from the academics in terms of how we can train sports psychologists and other scientists to enhance the sports performance. Thank you very much.